Hi, I'm Dr. Bird, MIT graduate, but I'm not talking about myself today. I'm talking about the temperate deciduous forest and the newly discovered woolops. As you can see, we have the fox, which is a very small creature, quite small creature that is quite fast and burrows. So, is small to hide to hide and hunt for its prey. It's also got pretty long legs for its size because of the snow. Because it snows a lot in the winter. Now we have the moose, which is a very large creature that has antlers, so to compete with other moose for mating and to defend itself from predators. We also have a caribou, which are rarely found in very northern temperate deciduous forests. They're mostly found in tundras, but sometimes they can be in the northern temperate deciduous. Mostly the ones coming off of Russia and Canada is where the tundra is most common. We have the gray wolf, an apex predator that is at the very top. That is at the top of the food chain for the temperate deciduous forest. That eats the moose, the caribou, and all that. And for some reptiles, we have the salamander, a common salamander. They're found pretty much in a lot of places. And we also have a snake. There are 20 to 30 species of snake, so I don't know which kind of snake this is. And for insects, we have a ladybug, which is red to be able to sign that it's poisonous, even though it isn't, for predators to think it's poisonous. Butterfly, same reasoning on why its wings are colorful, but the butterfly pollinates and is a very important pollinator. And we also have ants, which, fun fact that probably a lot of people know, is that they can carry 10 times their body weight. Next, the food. We have the food sources, which of course consists of plants and other animals. The rabbit and deer will usually eat the rabbit and deer will feed things like wolves, foxes, and snakes. And snakes will eat the rabbit. And the snake will be eaten by like a hawk and the deer and rabbit and snake will be eaten by a hawk too. And the deer and the rabbit will eat the grass and plants from the ground. And the plants can come from the sun. And of course, because we're talking about that, we pretty much have the food chain. So I drew a food web. So pretty much we have the sun, and the sun gives it to the grass, and the sun gives nutrients to the grass, and then the grass gives, and then the rabbits, deer, and moose eat the grass, and then a snake here eats the rabbit. A gray wolf eats the moose, the deer, and the rabbit. And then the woolops, which is the newly discovered creature, will eat plants. It's an omnivore, and will eat the moose, deer, rabbit, and the snake. The adaptations of the plants are they have spikes or poisonous or bright colors for them to look poisonous, to either keep the predators away or hurt them, or to kill them with the poison to make sure that their species survives from getting eaten by the predators, herbivores or omnivores. Now the water sources are lakes and rivers, and they're quite commonly found. You can find them pretty much everywhere. Now the second to only the second rainiest only to the rainforest. The temperate deciduous forest gets about 520 millimeters on average yearly, 20 inches of precipitation a year. It also can get a high of temperature of 25 degrees Celsius, 77 degrees Fahrenheit, and a low of 14 degrees Celsius, negative 10 degrees Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
14 degrees Fahrenheit, sorry. I think I did my calculation. Sorry. Anyway, I'll fix that later. Climate change is affecting this biome a lot because it's making the biome hotter, and the plants and the animals have adapted to the temperature that it is, for the summers to be hot and the winters to be very cold. So when it gets hotter, they will not be adapted to know for the winter, so they'll have to go through an entire plants and animals will have to go through an entire adaptation, and in that process, a lot of species could go extinct. Now on to the newly discovered wooloks. First of all, the creature that I've made, I am not an artist, and I barely even saw. And I'm not an artist because I spent 10 years studying math and biology, not art. This is the newly discovered wooloks. The wooloks is a newly discovered animal discovered by me. It lives in a burrow and hunts, and it lives in a burrow that looks a lot like a rabbit hole to attract snakes to think it is, and then they get a good meal. It also changes its color by shedding its fur, and it will regrow its fur into a color, and it resheds every season, with the colors for spring and summer being green, for fall being orange, sometimes red, and for winter being white. And it uses this adaptation to hunt and to blend in, and to hunt mostly. And I know that someone is going to ask, for the food chain, it is an apex predator. It's at the very top of the food chain. These would be my sources. I've got to still write them, but that'll be fine. And then, do you have any questions?
On your web, your food web, you mentioned that the wooloks eats the moose and the deer and the rabbit, but what is its relationship with the wolf?
The wolf, they won't eat each other, but they will attack each other if they get too near their den or their burrow.
Okay. And they're competing for food.
They compete
too,
for
right?
food.
Okay. Cool.
Any other questions?
No, thank you.